Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to get the 4 XP items in Kingdom Hearts 1, the XP earring, bracelet, necklace, and ring. With all 4 of these accessories equipped across your party members, you can get up to a total of 2 times XP. This is absolutely essential for XP grinding in the game. In regards to XP earring and bracelet, these are synthesizable, meaning that you can make multiple of them and further stack the XP effect. XP necklace can be obtained straight from the start of the game if you're playing on beginner mode. However, if you're playing on higher difficulties, the only other way to obtain this item is by defeating the unknown boss, Xemnas. He becomes available to fight after you first visit the end of the world. You'll come across a portal in the Castle Chapel area of Hollow Bastion. Now, he is one of the strongest boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 1 along with Sephiroth, so you're going to want to be well prepared for this fight. I recommend being over level 60, along with having some decently synthesized items. A little tip here, the Tinkerbell summon is most certainly your friend. The XP ring can be acquired after you complete the Muddy Path section of the 100 Acre Wood. The Muddy Path section of this world becomes unlocked after you've collected the 5th Torn page. The 5th Torn page can be found in Dr. Finkelstein's lab in Halloween Town via examining the bookshelf. The XP bracelet and earring are going to require a bit of extra work, as they do require a handful of synthesis items to create. I highly suggest equipping your entire party with Lucky Strike. This will increase the odds of rare items dropping. On top of that, also ensure that you have Encounter Plus equipped. This further boosts the chance of rare enemies spawning. Let's begin with the dark matter material, as you're going to need this for both the earring and bracelet, and you'll need a total of 6 of them to make both of the items. There's a total of 11 dark matters that can be obtained via chests and Trinity marks throughout the game. I'll leave the list of locations on screen as of right now. However, if you're in need of more, you can synthesize this item, so let's talk about the materials required in order to do that. First up is Gale. The best place to farm this material is in the end of the world, in the room just before the final rest. Here you'll fight a group of Invisibles and Angel Stars. Both of these enemies have a 6% chance of dropping the material. To make this super quick, I suggest using Trinity Limit to completely annihilate all of the enemies, and then simply walk back into the final rest, replenish your MP via the save point, and walk back into the room, rinse and repeat. You're also going to need Mithril. I'll leave a list of locations where you can find this item. Unfortunately, in the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts, you no longer get Mithril drops, so the only other method towards getting this is to synthesize it. We're going to need Mithril shards and stones, which we'll talk about the stones soon, along with mystery goo. For Mithril shards, we can get these from the same location we're going to get our stones, but another method towards getting these is using Bambi in the end of the world. Bambi will drop synthesis items when you defeat enemies as you fill his gauge up. His drop table is different depending on what world you're in, and when you're in the end of the world, his drop table for synthesis items becomes Mithril related materials. The best place to do this is definitely the Traverse Town area in the world terminus. Mystery goo is dropped by the White Mushroom Heartless when you complete their mini games. They can be found in various locations, but I like to use the same location we use to farm Gale. And lastly is Lucid Shards. These are dropped by Shadow Heartless, and without a doubt the best Shadow Heartless spawn in the game is in the Bazaar Room. What we're wanting to do here is to activate the Gigas Shadow rare enemy spawn that happens here in this area. There are 3 waves of shadows that spawn before the Gigas Shadow spawn in, making this place the absolute best to farm Lucid Shards. When you walk into this room and a group of shadows don't spawn, that means that you haven't triggered Gigas Shadow. If this happens, just simply walk out of the room and walk back in. A little tip here for spawning rare enemies is if after a few resets the enemy still hasn't spawned in, try a 2-room reset. This is also going to be the same area where we get the Fury Stone required for the XP earring. The idea of this rare enemy is to take down all of the Gigas Shadows with as little hits as possible to Sora. The method that I would recommend here is using Arrow on top of spamming Thunder. Next up for XP earring is Power Stone. This is dropped by the Sniper Wild rare enemy found in Traverse Town's 2nd district. This could be one of the more annoying rare enemies to farm for its material, however using the right method does actually make it quite easy. What we're going to do here is use Stop on the first Sniper Wild that spawns. Defeat it and wait for the next 2 to spawn in. Use Stop on them again, and then quickly spawn Dumbo. Be sure to quickly lock on to a Sniper Wild and spam Splash. Want to focus on one Sniper Wild at a time, also trying to position Dumbo so that you're hitting multiple at the same time. Locking on allows you to sort of strafe with Dumbo, so definitely be sure to lock on. I would suggest equipping Sora with the Diamond Dust Keyblade, which is obtained after completing the gold match in the Olympus Coliseum. This will enhance Summon's attack. Next is Mithril Stone, which can be obtained from the rare Pot Scorpion enemy found in the Palace Gates area of Agrabah. The idea for this rare enemy is to destroy all of the pots without destroying the pot that is the Pot Scorpion. To know which pot is not the Pot Scorpion, simply walk into them, and if they move, that means it's a fake pot. After destroying all of the fake pots, you'll be left with the pot that is the Pot Scorpion. That's a lot of pots. The only way to inflict damage on the Pot Scorpion is to attack it while it attacks you with either its claws or its stinger. After it's finished pumping out poison, this will be a prime opportunity for you to run in and start spamming it with the counter attack ability. Be sure to have this equipped. This means that you can simply just keep spamming attack until you parry it. The final item for XP airing is Serenity Power. This is from the Pink Asparagus rare enemy found in the Treehouse area of Deep Jungle. Definitely one of the trickier rare Heartless to defeat in Kingdom Hearts. You'll know that you've spawned the Pink Asparagus when you walk into the room and find a white mushroom frozen in place. In order to actually bring the Pink Asparagus out of hiding, you're going to need to use stop on the 3 white mushrooms that can be found in this area. Most of the time they can be found in the same location, though the third one can either be in the boat here or on top of the treehouse roof. The idea around completing this enemy's minigame is to inflict as many hits on it as possible, aiming for 100. However, to actually reach 100 is a bit tricky. What we're aiming for here is anywhere from 70 to 90, which will give you a 20% chance of a Serenity Power dropping. The absolute best method here is to have Arrow, either Aurora or Eroga, as this will inflict additional hits. Begin by putting Arrow on Sora and then using the stop magic on the enemy. You'll want to ensure that you're locked on to the enemy's head and then activate Ragnarok. Be sure that for when you activate Ragnarok that your beginning few smacks do connect with the enemy, as these count as additional hits. Once Sora has performed his magic blasts from Ragnarok, start wailing on the enemy's head. You'll be able to perform another Ragnarok once all of the magic missiles have dispersed. As soon as you can, be sure to activate another Ragnarok. If your timing is correct, you should be able to land about 3 Ragnaroks in total, with comboing in between on the enemy before the minigame is up. Looking at XP Bracelet, first up we've got Energy Stone, which is dropped from the Stealth Soldier rare Heartless that can be found in 2 locations of Hollow Bastion. I recommend using the Great Hall area of the world. You'll know that the Stealth Soldier has spawned if the second wave of the first Heartless spawn spawns in 2 large bodies. If they are rather defenders, this means that the spawn hasn't worked and simply reset. In this area, there is a total of 3 Stealth Soldiers. The best way to deal with these guys is to simply just use stop on them. Be sure to spam your lock on. These guys are invisible, will kind of hit you out of nowhere, but so long as you just keep spamming stop, deal some damage, spam stop, these guys shouldn't be any issue. Next is Dazzling Stone, which is dropped by the Jet Balloon rare enemy found in Neverland on the deck part of the pirate ship. You'll know that you've activated this spawn correctly if it's just the Jet Balloon that spawns in this area. Now this guy isn't really hard to deal with, it's just ensuring that you actually get the drops, as 8 times out of 10 when you defeat the Jet Balloon, the items will drop over the water. If this happens, yes, you will in fact lose the items. I would recommend trying to position yourself either down the front or the end of the ship. Try your absolute best to position the enemy so that he's attacking you over the ship. Using stop on him is great because he is incredibly fast, and definitely try your best not to get hit by him, as he will definitely make you go broke. Next is the Stormy Stone. This can be found in the exact same area as the Angel Stars and Invisibles in the end of the world area, the same area we use to farm Gale. There isn't any tricky tactic towards defeating these guys, it's just simply a bunch of Neo Shadows that will spawn in, and once you've defeated all of them, you'll have a chance of the Stormy Stone dropping. Of course, Arrow, Thunder, and Stop are all very helpful in this situation. And finally is Orichalcum. There's a bunch of chests throughout the game that have Orichalcum in them. However, in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, unfortunately there is no enemy that actually drops this material. The only other method towards being able to get Orichalcum is via purchasing it for 5,000 money in the item shop. However, you should have enough Orichalcums from just playing the game in order to synthesize the XP bracelet. So guys, that's how you get all 4 of the XP items in Kingdom Hearts 1. Again, these are absolutely necessary for grinding all the way up to level 100, required to get the ultimate completion of the game. Hopefully you guys have found this helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's going on here. Check out my other social media platforms. A big thank you to my wonderful patrons. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.